Praise the Lord, everybody. Pastor Nick, so glad you can join us this evening for another Focus Singles Ministry lesson. We come together every first Tuesday at 7 o'clock to share with you the Word of God, life lessons, wisdom to help you in whatever phase you are in life. You can win at whatever place in life you are, and we're so glad that you can join us as we continue around these lessons. Please do us a favor and share with somebody. Let them know that we're on. Tag somebody, get somebody on as we continue to dialogue about this particular topic, about what to look for in a mate. Don't have all the answers, but just some things. If you missed the last two from September and August when we started it, please go back and watch them as we're in part 3. I was hoping to get it done in one session, but we're here on part 3. And we want to be able to share with you and pick up this conversation about just some potential things to look for in a mate. Last month, we closed off on attraction. And the Bible lets us know that Adam saw Eve, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And we also see different scriptures where attractiveness is there. And sometimes the saints get very spiritual and feel like, all the person has to have is the Holy Ghost, and they don't have to look good because as long as they got Jesus, they look good. That is not true, okay? I'm not picking who looks good, who doesn't look good. I'm talking about for you individually. Everybody has a type. Everybody has a particular thing that they are attracted to. So there must be a physical attraction also, as well as a spiritual one, a personality one. Attraction is more than just looks. Attraction is looks, their personality, as well as their spiritual side also. So you have to make sure that this individual that you're attracted to is not just pulling on your desires in one area. The person has to look good to you. The person has to be able to be personality attractive, because someone with great looks and a horrible personality will completely mess the whole process up, and that individual will become unattractive to you. They look good physically, but their personality messes them up in your eyes, and now they're unattractive. Conversely, there could be somebody that you find to be, you're attracted to them, but they're really not your thing. But watch this. Once you get to know their person, once you get to know their walk with God, your attraction for them starts to come up. But let's be realistic here. You have to be able to look at the person. Attraction is necessary. All right. And attraction in all facets. Now, I hear some people saying, you worried about types. People have a right to their preference. People have a right to their preference, just like you have a preference. There are people who like them tall, like them shorter, like them smaller, like them a little thicker, like them this, like them that. People have a right to their preference. I don't believe people have a right to demoralize somebody because they're not their preference. People have a right to like what they like. I believe we don't have the right to ridicule and put people down who don't fit our preference. But everybody has a preference, and people have a right to what they want to find attractive. And if you happen to be somebody, you don't fit into someone's attractive place, that's fine. There's somebody else out there who will find you attractive. Because attraction is relative. And here's the thing about attraction. Nobody's ever someone's 100% attractive level. Nobody. All right. Anybody tells you, they're 100%, it's a lie. It's most of it. It's the majority of it. Okay. That's what you're looking for. The majority of it. Nobody has 100%. And watch this. You'll never be someone's 100%. But overall, can I find this person attractive? Do they have the things that I really, really, really like to see? Personality-wise, physically, as well as spirituality. The other thing you want to look for in a person is protection. Protection. Protection breeds trust. Protection breeds trust. When I trust that you can protect me, I can trust you. All right. Now, this dynamic works in men and women somewhat similarly, somewhat different too. If you talk to a majority of women, their greatest value in a relationship is security and safety. Safety, security. And that safety and security is not just physical. Do I feel it spiritually? Do I feel it emotionally? Are you a safe place? Can I find protection when I'm around you, not just physically, but also emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually? All right? Can I feel safe around you? Men feel safety through respect and loyalty. We find it through respect and loyalty. And it's not that women don't want respect and loyalty or men don't want safety and security. It's just we have different, overall, most men and women have different majority of needs that need to be met. But the question is, at the end of the day, however I view safety, can I feel safe around you? Watch this. Can I feel like you can cover me? Can I feel like you're my protection in the rain? All right. And money doesn't always equal protection. You could have a whole lot of money and the person will still feel vulnerable around you. Because the reality is that safety means when I'm in your presence, I'm not worried. When I'm in your presence, I can relax some. Watch this. I can be me. Here's the thing about relationships. A big part of protection is I want to know, can I be myself around you? Now, this is not justification for being crazy around people. I'm talking about, can I feel relaxed and I don't feel like I have to wear the mask when I'm around you? We wear the mask in front of the whole entire world. You go to work, have your mask on. You go outside to go to a restaurant, you have your mask on for the most part. When you go home, the mask comes off. And the thing is, I just want to feel like I can be totally me. I want to feel like I can just be myself. Like you could have people over and you can love them coming over, but eventually you want them to go home. Why? Because you want to be you. Because in your own space, you don't want to feel like you're covering up all of you because you don't want to be vulnerable on everybody else. Now, this doesn't mean that you're a demon inside or you got this crazy thing you're trying to cover up. This just means that we all don't trust people to be our complete selves around them, good and bad. So the reality is when I'm around somebody, if I get married to them, if I'm living with them, can I feel protected around this person? Can I put my trust in this person's word? All right. Can I feel like, watch this, can I feel like I can give up a part of me to be comfortable in this relationship? All right. And if anybody tells you you're going to maintain all of you and be in a relationship with somebody, they don't know what they're talking about. Every relationship costs somebody something. The thing is, how can I explain it? It costs me something, but the benefits are greater than the cost. It costs me something, but the benefits are greater than the cost. For instance, when I was not married, didn't have kids, my money was mine, right? I get married, money shared. Got kids, money shared. So before I can go out and buy something for myself whenever I wanted to. Now I have to consider 3 other mouths, 3 other people before I go buy something. It costs me a measure of my independence, but what I get in return is greater than the independence that I had before. And a lot of people get into a relationship and they want to maintain their complete independence, but want the other person to be completely loyal to them. That won't work. Every relationship costs you something. When you're by yourself, living alone, you can get up, get in your car, go where you want to go, and not have to talk about nothing. But when you live with somebody, you have to be accountable and say, hey, I can't just pick up my keys and just leave. And my wife texting me, where are you? I have to be accountable. I want them going to the store. You got the kids. Can I go here? Do you need me to take them with me? There's got to be a level of accountability because when you're in a relationship, things change. And watch this. That accountability builds trust. I feel safe around you. Because why? Trust is there. When you're single, you got dishes in the sink. You can leave, come back. You ain't got to worry about it. When you're married, things may change. You got to do them dishes. Don't leave the house, however it works out in your dynamic. But again, it goes back to trust and protection go together. And this comes over time. It doesn't come automatically. The longer you're in a relationship with somebody, the more you feel like you can give and the more you feel like you can trust when it's proven. I hope I'm making sense to y'all. Because when you get in a relationship, things change. If you want to do you, stay by yourself. If you want to do you and do what you want to do, when you want to do it, spend your money how you want to do it, and not to report to anybody, stay by yourself. Because the reality is this. When I get with somebody else, I have to give them the same respect that I desire from them. You don't want them going out just doing whatever they want to do. Can't do the same thing. It's a respect there. And it's not a control thing. I hear somebody. It's not a control thing. It's not that, well, this person's controlling me. It's a respect and an accountability thing. It's not control. It's understanding that I have to honor this person's feelings. And I have to think about others before I think about myself. All right? And that's important because one of the great things about a relationship is it puts things in perspective. I have to consider others before I consider myself. And watch this. When you're with the right person and when there's reciprocation there, the benefits are so much greater than what you can give up, than what you've given up. Because why? Protection, emotionally, psychologically, physically, all that is important. The next thing is nurturing. You want to look for a nurturer. All right. One of the things about nurturing is that men are able to be nurturers too. And men should be nurturers by nature. Women, you guys kind of got this nurturing thing in you already. You know, it's there. The brothers, we got to work on our nurturing nature. When you're around me, what kind of life do you get from me? Do I love and cherish you? Do I nurture and cherish you? Which means, if I can liken it to a garden, am I a positive garden where you can sow yourself into my life and you can bloom and you can develop because I cherish you. I take care of you. I love you. I value you. You're better because you're with me. All right. Can I be your comfort? Can I encourage you? All right. It's because most people think that nurturing is a woman thing, but men are called to be nurturers also. Ladies, you feel better when you got a man that can be nurturing to you. Listen to your conversations. Be there for you when you need to vent. You know, be a safe place. All those things are important. All right. When brothers, you know she feels that nurturing thing, when she starts kind of snuggling up on you, wanting to be around you. It's a safe place. All right. And it's not that you demand it. It's a safe. Not that she's following you around like a puppy, I ain't gonna go there. So, but she feels comfortable around you, brothers, and you can feel comfortable around her because why? When life is hard and when I feel like nobody else is there to support me, your cherishing side is there for me to find a safe place. You're a soft pillow in a hard world. I can fall back on you. I can talk to you. I can converse with you. Me and you can be together because why? It's a safe, nurturing place where cherishing goes on. All right. Now let me explain this to you. Ladies, men are a little bit different, but not like your girlfriends. So when you come talk to us about a problem, and you just want to vent and you don't want them to fix it, tell them, I just want to vent. I know the answer. I just need to get this off my chest. Now, after you're done, he says, okay, well, I'm praying for you, whatever he says. Don't get mad at him because if he starts talking, he's going to start answering. He may just hold you, it's going to be all right. But, we're not into the whole, it's going to be all right. And we're not like your friends. We do it in our own way. But the reality is that we can do it because men are nurturers. Men can cherish also. So a relationship must be nurturing. It must be cherishing. Growth must be stimulated. There it is in this relationship. Watch this. Submission. Next thing, submission has to play a role in a relationship. Oh boy, this is a curse word nowadays because folk don't like submission. Submission has to be in a relationship in order for it to work. All right. Now, the Bible talks about in Ephesians chapter 5, submitting yourselves one to another, that submission is mutual. There's a mutual submission. that's asked for in a relationship. If she's right, I submit. If he's right, she submits. There's a mutual submission. And some folk don't like that because they, the way it's been taught has been taught, kind of controlling and dominating. But submission in scripture is not about dominance and control. Submission, watch this, is you being independent enough to give up what you want for what's best for the relationship. Submission is you being strong enough, independent enough to give up what you want for what's best for the relationship. It's not about what's right, who's right. It's about what's right. And whatever's right, we submit to that. Oh boy. Well, I'm grown. I ain't got to do what you tell me. Stay by yourself. Because the reality is, in a relationship, there's got to be a joint agreement on things and submission. You can't be stubborn and wanting your own way and think a relationship will work long term. Because watch this. If a relationship is one-sided and it's always going one way, right? Somebody's going to be resentful and bitter. The resentful person is going to be the one who is always on the losing end. You're always getting what you want. You're happy, but the other person's not going to be happy. And then it's going to make your relationship very unhappy because it can't always be about one person. There has to be mutual submission. Now watch this. In order for submission to really work, I must give you something to submit to. I have to give you something to submit to. I can't just say submit and my track record is totally wrong. God, before he asked us to submit, gave us reasons why we should. Okay? If a man, the Bible says submit yourselves one to another, then he starts talking about wives submit to husbands, husbands love your wives. He's talking about Christ in the church. Then he says at the end, we ought that women reverence their husbands, men love their wives. And ladies, you want a leadership component in your man. And men, you want a leadership component in your woman too. Okay? Where it's two leaders coming together to talk about something, to figure out what's right, and you guys choose to submit to that. But leadership must be proven. I can't make 20 mistakes and then say submit to me on the 21st decision and get mad when you don't want to do it or you're reluctant. Well, my track record is proven I'm not the best person to submit to. Good leaders prove they can be submitted to. And watch this. You know the person is right for you when you automatically start to submit. When you automatically start saying, you know what? If this is what you think, let's roll with it. Because why? You've proven to me over the years that you know for the most part what you've been doing. Know for the most part what you're doing. So we have to be able to prove that we're worthy to be submitted to before we really ask for it. All right? But submission, watch this, is not a loss of you, it's a gain of you. I'm losing to gain. I hate to use the word losing, but you get what I'm saying. But a lot of people feel like, I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. You can't control me. Stay by yourself. What that really is I was hurt before and I'm afraid to trust somebody else. Or I saw somebody do somebody dirty and I'll say, I'll never let that happen to me. So instead of me taking their relationship as their relationship and creating my own, I try to turn every new relationship into that old one. When the reality is this. Most folk that struggle to submit are just hurt. That's all it really is. And nowadays, the dilemma I have with a lot of people nowadays is that they want traditional relationships without traditional requirements. They want to be new aged, but not have traditional requirements. It's like, well, I want you to still do the traditional man stuff or the traditional woman stuff, but that's what you want me to do. That's old school. Let me do some new stuff. We ain't doing that now. The reality is this, is that we've allowed our jaded nature in this world to mess up key principles to a successful relationship. We've allowed our hurts and what the world has to say, because it's going through a lot of pain, to dictate things that God has given to us to build successful relationships where we honor each other, where we respect each other, we love each other. And watch this, we're so jaded that it's hard for us to submit. I'm trying to move on, but I don't know why I keep staying on this point. It's hard for us to submit. And we keep saying, you know what? I'm going to get in this relationship and I'm going to do me. And we have a list of stuff that we're not going to do. And my question is, what the heck are you going to do? I ain't doing this, and this. Well, what are you going to do? Because the reality is this: no relationship works without submission. No, it doesn't, because it's got to be win-win. It works. It has to work its way out. Now, the last thing before we go today, and I'll try to do this in about 2 or 3 minutes, is watch this. You have to learn to accept the person's history. Oh boy. You have to learn to accept the person's history. Who they were before. Right? Now, let me help you with this. As it relates to accepting somebody who they were before, it takes a level of honesty with the person to tell them who you were before. Because here's the thing. If someone can't love you for your past, they really can't love you for your present or your future. The right person that loves you will love you for your past, your present, and your future. But here's the thing. I need you to be honest about your past. Here's the thing how it works. If you don't tell the person about it and they find out from somebody else, after a while, it will feel like a betrayal. I'm not saying like the first couple of dates you just spill all your past out, but I'm talking about over a period of time, y'all committed relationship, y'all together. If you're unwilling to share parts of your past, what's going to happen is if they find out from somebody else, it's going to feel like a betrayal. All of a sudden, you go to a family reunion with the person, you go to meet the person's family, and they come up and say, man, then you know about his 5 kids? 5 kids? Hold up, bro. You ain't tell me nothing about that. Or you walking down the street and something comes out about her and you're like, wait a minute, hold up. Why didn't you tell me about that? It'll feel like you're trying to hide something and it's a betrayal. But if a person can't love you for your past, they can't love you for your past. Watch this. They don't have the right type of love for you. But here's the thing. If you had something negative about your past, significant, and you're still presently doing the same thing, it's kind of hard, The thing is, it's your past. All right. So it's not that we're perfect in our present. I'm not trying to say that we're imperfect in our present. But if there's some negative, dominant, significant things that I'm still doing presently that will affect the relationship, then something's wrong. But I have to be able to express, here's what my past looked like. This is what happened. This is who I was. Notice I said who I was. Who I was. It's not who I am today. It was who I was. But the person has to be able to accept your past, which means this: you have to learn to accept your past also. It's who you were. And this is who you are today. But if a person can't love you for who you were, they can't love you for who you are and for where you're going. I need to know that, yes, that was you in your past, but you're different now, and your behavior has proven that you're different. When you look at Boaz and Ruth, Boaz knew about where she came from, and he still accepted her anyway. All right? But you have to be able to disclose that past. Watch this. Give somebody a chance to accept it or to walk away. You have to give a person the right to make a decision. This is who I am. This is where I've been. This is who I was. And here's what it is. It's up to you to decide whether you can accept it or not. You have to give the person a chance, because they could accept it and they could not. But you got to at least give the person a chance. And there's got to be some distance between, this person and that person. You found out this person was a chronic cheater. They cheated on everybody they were with. And you start dating them and you found out the last person was a week ago. They ain't enough change time. They cheated on the past 7 people and the 7th person was last week. That's not enough time for change. Time proves change. Well, you're judging. Well, not really. Somewhat, yes. Here's the thing about judgment. Let me hear him do this so I can get done. How much time? 10 minutes. That's only 10 minutes? Oh, cool. I got time. Here's the thing about judgment, right? Judgment, when Jesus talks about judgment in Matthew chapter 7, he's talking about discriminating against people. And he's talking about, he contextualizes his statement. He starts talking about you bypassing what's wrong with you to pay attention to what's wrong with somebody else. Paul later on in Corinthians says, judge those that are within. Says there are some people you got to learn to mark. Not in a bad way, but in a way that you got to distance yourself from some people. And Paul talks about that in Corinthians, right? Jesus says, you know a tree by a fruit that it bears. Here's the thing. Judging in the negative way is me looking down on you and me putting myself above you because you got an issue that I feel like I don't have or whatever, right? That's not right. Knowing a tree by its fruit is me understanding who a person is and then making a decision. So if somebody's a chronic liar, it's hard for you to believe that person because they've proven that they're a chronic liar. If someone gossips a lot, you're very hesitant to tell them your business because they have proven that they talk too much. So judgment means I make a decision. I'm not going to believe everything this person says because they lie all the time. I'm not going to tell this person my business because they talk too much, but I'll still honor them and love them in Jesus' name. But I got some qualifications and some barriers that I have up. I'm trying to be wise. For instance, you won't let a known kleptomaniac in your house and you walk upstairs and you come back and your stuff is stolen. You won't let them in your house. You made a judgment that day. Don't look down on people, but you have a right to make decisions. You have a right to make decisions. All right. And what I'm trying to tell you is this. People have to get to know you, so you have a right to make a decision. And you have a right to get to know people, so you have a right to make a decision because you have to know what you're getting yourself into. Love is not blind. Love sees clearly and makes a choice. Love sees clearly and makes a choice. Foolishness, and we've all been there, we saw all the red flags and we still went and did it anyway. We saw every red flag and still was like, we're going to make it work. And when it didn't work, we're like, what happened? The red flags. Love chooses the person. And sometimes, watch this, y'all, close on this. Love chooses me to make a right decision, not to be with this individual. You got to love yourself enough not to put yourself in something toxic. Because all of us know what it's like to be in a toxic relationship. It does not feel good. And the end result always is bad. All right, y'all, I've been in your business enough. Some of y'all probably mad at me, but you'll love me again. I appreciate y'all for joining me every first Tuesday and joining the church, all of us here. Follow us on all our platforms, BBC of NJ, David G. Evans 1. We'll see you tomorrow for Bible study. Love you. We miss you. Talk to you later.